Food Fetched. How you doing? Let me know if the mic is too loud, if you can hear me. Let's see. All right, perfect. So, what we have here is the Cartwheel app open. Obviously, we got some orders on the board.
Hey, Justin.
Yes, sir.
I think to make it to where you can really see it better, I would take the Omni card and the meat and just slide that over to the right more and give us a lot more cartwheel if you can.
A lot more map. Okay.
Yeah, because it's so small right now.
All right. Cartwheel's gonna get. Omnicard's gonna get real small.
I mean, go like we had it when we first tried it, like 2/3, 1/3 maybe. So we got Jeff on here from Food Fetched. Let us know what you think about the picture, Jeff, as it gets bigger.
The only thing I'm wondering now is, can I? Yeah, I can still see the order. Good.
Yeah, like we don't need any of that gray menu, so you can take the cartwheel right over on top of that to the right up to the orders. Well, actually, let me see when you go up and switch over to the dashboard on the menu.
All right, and probably got that 30-second delay on it.
Yeah. Nice. He sees it good, he said, but he's on a 60-inch screen.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm trying to remember that too from the back end on what people are on. All right, so I'm gonna switch back to orders. So I wanted it to be kind of, you can see OmniCard as they come in. We'll click on them, post them through.
Yeah.
It should be able to see. Can you see Cartwheel better now? It should be like 60%
yeah,
of the screen.
It's a little bit better for me. I mean, it's just slightly over half, though. I think I would go bigger. And just make your font a little bit bigger, maybe. Just go with your screen size a little bit bigger as well. You know what I mean? Where your cartwheel is next to the menu of OmniCard, and we really don't need to see the menu of OmniCard. You can go over top of it if that's possible. Is that possible? Probably not, man.
Not. I didn't play around with it for long. Got better?
Yes. Good. Now you'll just need to be able to, and you can get over in there to change the menu to get to the dashboard of OmniCard?
Yes, I can still get into OmniCard.
Perfect. Let me see it one more time. You can leave that across the top. That's okay. You can leave the meeting bigger across the top if you want. It's up to you, though. I don't think that was hurting anything.
All right. Does that look good, Kevin? Yeah, set viewable.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
All right.
So what I look at are those exclamation points.
Mm-hmm. Up here in Tell City, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 due. All right, so what we just heard there is, oh, I just pushed it through. On that next order, Mark or Dexter, whenever it comes into OmniCart, hold it for a second. Let me push it through.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just sitting around there, then you, well, update.
Good. Which one? Fun.
Like, what makes them change that menu? How do I do that? I said, hey, here. Let me take a picture of it. He said, I'm going to your path.
I'll be ready to where we can just give them the menu and they can tell them to go fix it. Because that's the thing I do with everyone else. It's just us that caters to them too much.
At least they told us. Most people don't.
Alright, so obviously got all our Dreamer servers. And I wish I could do the dashboard like I did the other night, and then the orders separate, but the two different windows was hard to manage. Alright, so picked up.
How do I know who's on here? I just look, I mean, if they don't chat, I don't know.
So I think in the chat, participants. Right now it just has me and Food Fetched. You're not even.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, like, I think there could be others, but we just don't know who's here. If you're on here, just say hi in the chat, please.
I'm on there.
I think it is just him right now, actually. Check participants. So I'll look again in a second.
It says 4 watching. So that's me and probably 3 others.
Maybe participants just means with the chat. Let me check the back end.
Okay, so that's orders coming into OmniCart that I'm hearing?
Yep. So we got 2 orders just came into OmniCart. Let's go look at them real quick. So Zen House Chinese. We're gonna open it up. 15-minute pickup time. Send it on over into Cartwheel.
Can't see when you opened it up. For some reason, or maybe they could. I just didn't see it.
Here's another one.
There you go. Leave it on there a second. So you set a time?
Setting a 15-minute pickup.
Yeah. Yeah, Jeff, they're from DoorDash. I don't know how this delay is affecting I see it on here, but
Or what from DoorDash?
I'm sorry. DoorDash. Data Dreamers. I saw that DD and I said DoorDash.
Yes, they're being.
You have to show that. You have to show that in a little bit, Justin. Just how the orders, how we're handling that side of it. You don't have to do it right now. Let's push these through, and we're running auto dispatch, correct? With the drivers only able to get one order.
I think they're on 2, or they're set at 1.
Let's set it to 1 for tonight. It'll be slower, and we can.
Okay.
Ron Hampton's on there.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah, sir.
While you're in that parking lot, can you help me go through the teams and turn all the auto dispatch parameters to 0s instead of 1s?
Pull it out.
Yeah. Catch you real quick. Thank you. I'm going to start, but let's get done quicker.
So we're turning to what?
0s instead of 1s. So what we're getting at there is how many jobs they can have in progress before they get the next order. And so at 1, they can have 1 job and still get the next order. So we're going to have 0, so they can only have 1 auto dispatched. And we'll assign the secondary.
And where do you make those changes?
Properties, teams, and on each team you have to set, so on each team you can have a separate auto dispatch or self-assign, different parameters per team. So let's start with new. It's already at 0. Take max number of times.
And you always gotta make sure you hit save.
So Jeff asked about do you have to put a time in there before it gets sent to Cartwheel?
So no, right now.
Let me just say exactly what he asked, okay? Before it gets sent to Cartwheel, do you have to put a pickup time in there each time?
So you want me to answer, Kevin?
Yes, please.
So right now, Cartwheel and OmniCart are working together on a fix for the actual live quoting. So the quote for pickup time will be decided and pinged off of the driver's location, and so it will actually be auto-calculated when it comes through. Right now, it's a kind of a workaround while they're working on getting that fixed. Then it's a manual stop. As we bring the orders over from Data Dreamers, we have to actually go touch them, send them through, accept them to send them through to Cartwheel, which we eventually will probably have on auto. As they come in, they'll just go straight into Cartwheel. But right now, we wanted just a fail-safe to stop it and look at it and all that.
And remember, since they're coming from Dreamers,
who knows what
we have to send some of them to the
tablet
to the restaurant as well. So how do you do that?
We're still doing that in the Dreamer side of things, so we can. What I'm doing is, sending it through to Cartwheel, getting a driver. Once a driver accepts it and I know they're on their way, I'm going back over to Dreamers and sending it to tablet. Just gives us a little bit of control through the migration, just a smooth from Dreamers into Omni, into Cartwheel, and kind of playing on all 3 until the total switch.
Yeah.
Ron, they're all done. That was what I was about to ask. Thank you. All right. So.
You've got a couple more that came in.
Ooh.
Into OmniCart.
Hey, Mark or Dexter, did we follow up with Azure or Ron as well?
Or James over there? Because you got one in Chillersburg.
knew she was coming up from Alexander City, I think.
We tried to reach to Missouri. She's not on the cartwheel. I'm not seeing her. I sent a message to her. Still not seeing her.
Ron, maybe you can reach her again and find out what the deal was. But try James McCracken. Tell him we got a order, in his next to him or near him. See if he's interested. So I'm going to pull through that Little Caesars and Dega, which that could be a two. Alright, and usually you can sort them up and down, but the new order should pop right into the top. Right there, there's that Little Caesars Talladega I pushed through from Omni. And I'm going to hold the other order in Omni until we kind of figure out the driver in the area situation.
Did we talk to Ashley Morris about coming down?
Let's say she's green.
The zero's not answered.
Okay. Try someone else.
Great. Oh, we had Anita Tuck in the area, didn't we?
She was supposed to be on, I thought. She just didn't know exactly when.
I thought she was running an order.
She's handling the order. Ashley Morris? Yeah, she doesn't want to go to the area.
She doesn't want to go to Talladega?
Mm-hmm. She said it's too far for the
Just call her and tell her, like, she'll be the only one there. She'll get a lot of orders. She has a good chance of making some money there.
Marcus just lit up, and Anita. Did you already give Anita that other Dega order?
Uh-huh. Yes, sir. And we already updated the copy.
Did you talk to her?
She said she doesn't want to go.
No, you're talking about Ashley Morris doesn't want to go.
No, I thought you were talking about Anita. Oh, is that who you were talking about? And Ashley that didn't want to go down there? Yeah. Maybe we can pay one of those ladies. Or first, maybe talk to Marcus. Let's get somebody down there.
Yeah, if Anita's going down there, then we're good. Did y'all talk to Anita, Mark, or Dexter?
Yep.
She's cool?
She says, yeah. And she also updated the customer, and she's fine with the delay.
Alright, go ahead and give her that other Little Caesars Talladega when she's down there as well. But it shouldn't send it to her. If you
let's bring it over, yeah.
I think it's already brought over. The Childersburg one though, that's a different story. I'll try to call him McCracken.
So I sent the Little Caesar to Anita.
Yeah, I mean, I would. I'd talk to her and just let her know, please knock out that first order first, and then work on it. But yeah, if she's going down there, might as well go ahead and give her 2 to work on.
Okay, sure. Let me send that now. Alright, there you go.
Check it on. Stop Valley. Guess well, John Gelder. Is that Seattle Dawson? Wow.
Yes, it is, but there's a limit on her. She doesn't want to go outside Valley area.
I know she's pretty. She always says, "Keep me local."
Yeah, so I told them within 5 miles of Burger King and San Marcos.
I know. If you have auto dispatch running Cartwheel on there, allowed to have one, or max of two. Once they complete the order, they will get the next order in line, or they have to send the next order to the driver.
So I just asked Jeff if he wants to hop on. He's asking some questions, so
Yeah.
might be better to.
Absolutely. All right. What's going on, Jeff?
There we go. Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Good, man. Good.
So, I guess the question I was trying to ask, so in Cartwheel, again, right now I'm only doing the stuff that's getting pushed by Nash. I don't have a lot of order volume going through there at once. So if you turn on auto dispatch, and if they, if you turn on auto dispatch and they have a maximum of 2 orders. So if you had 2 drivers.
Justin, Jordan Davis needs his card reloaded. Or loaded.
Mark, Dexter, will one of y'all
Sure.
load Jordan Davis's card? Sorry.
That probably means everybody needs their card loaded.
Yeah, just
Just everyone, please.
All right, sorry about that, Jeff.
No, you're good. So if they get 2 drivers on, a maximum of 2 orders each, and now you have 10 orders that come up in queue. And when they get done with those 2 orders, do they get the very next order that just comes through, or do they get the next order that's due the soonest, like the one that's been there the longest?
So what we've done is I've tested it on auto dispatch with the wrong parameters of how I thought it was supposed to be set. Then we went to self-assign for a little while, learned about the parameters, and now I'm testing it with auto dispatch with a little bit more precise parameters. The parameters are the time or miles before pickup or miles to restaurant, and then how many they can have in progress. So that's what confused me the first time. And I was like, oh, well, they can only have 2 orders, so put a 2. No, it's 0 counts as they can have no jobs in progress and still get 1. So if you set a 1, they can have 1 job in progress and still get a second. So you kind of get the scale there.
So yeah, if you're just wanting to have no more than 2, you put 1.
Gotcha.
And then, so what I've seen is, back before I knew that, and I had 2 on there in the very beginning, and so it could have up to 3, it would actually begin to route 1 person with any 2 orders that were kind of going in the same direction within reason. There was a few times it was a little questionable, but there was some logic to it. But now that I've done it over the past few days with it this way, we've kept it on they can only have 1 or 2, and so we rarely have everyone full on 2 and a third one there waiting. But I think the first time we saw that, it's kind of sitting in what I'd call like a purgatory because it's not getting sent anywhere. It's kind of showing up yellow. Let me see if I can see it in here.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it expires after so long, right? That you have to actually assign it, or will it just pop up for them as soon as they complete the order?
Another thing I saw, especially when everyone has 1 and it's on the second one, it will try how we have it set up. It will try someone, and then within 3 minutes, if they don't accept it, then the system is sending them a phone call, which I recorded, saying, hey, accept the order or it's going to get moved. or it gets reassigned after 5 minutes. So 3 minutes they get a phone call, they don't accept it within 5. The system's pulling it back and almost immediately trying someone else that meets those parameters. And then what
perfect.
it does is it kind of sets like which I kind of have iffy feelings about this, but it almost blackballs the driver, because when I try to assign it back to a driver that didn't accept it, it says, hey, are you sure you want to accept it? They didn't accept this order within 3 minutes or 5 minutes. And so I think it goes through all possible logic if you don't get an accept on that second one, and then kind of goes back into...
That's something that we can ask Alex. Alex might hop on here at some point.
Mm-hmm.
How that logic works as far as just that, because we don't know if once they, let's just say we gave it to them and after 5 minutes they didn't see it or whatever. I don't know if it'll try to give it back to them when that.
It goes
let's just say they had an order on them, okay, and we've got it set to 1. So they've got an order on them or 2 orders on them, and then they're ready to take that extra order. And I don't know if they'll send it to them for sure. If you've already sent it to them and they didn't accept it, I think it's only going to try once on each round. At the very most, it's going to try once on each round.
Typically, whenever it goes through its cycle, that's whenever we're saying, okay, well, let's look at who is available, and we just assign it at that point too. But obviously, we're working, trying to scale and get to the point where it's going to do its thing. So, like right there, that one just went from red. So what I kind of like about this is if you can kind of see, and I'll kind of scroll up and down a few times, you'll see a red order in there or a yellow order, and all the white orders are either assigned and waiting to be accepted, already accepted, just kind of taken care of in some form or fashion. But these red orders, like right here, my city, of course, China Chef Saraland, it needs to be taken care of. It's going red, meaning David Hutton.
Yeah, I mean.
What up, David?
Hey, David.
But anyway, Jeff, with the red ones, it kind of stands out like, hey, it needs to be assigned to someone, or it hasn't been assigned, it's rethinking. But right there, it just went unread. So it gets, eventually it's going to think, and send. So that's kind of cool.
Perfect.
Now, don't get me wrong, I've been very close watching it and being like, coming from Dreamers, I'm, very hands-on with each order.
It's always good to double check it before it gets too late.
Exactly. And honestly, during this migration, I'm pushing it. I'm testing its limits. I want to know that it can handle our load and coming up for growth. And our team, as you see, we're on this meet, and we've got the team watching it and looking for it to make mistakes so we can correct them. And really, there haven't been too many. I mean, your typical mistakes in a night of delivery, I guess you'd say, not software.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So what are you on?
So right now I'm actually on. Look at that, Aria is on here. I use Deliver Logic right now, but I use Cartwheel for Nash for EasyCater on that part.
You're just manually assigning the EasyCaters?
No, they do it themselves. They just accept them.
Oh, you're self-assigning?
I don't self-assign. The orders come in, and then they just pick the orders that they want, and then I look in the morning to make sure everything is kosher, and then and then that's it.
That's what I meant, the self-assign mode, so they can go in and grab them themselves. We were doing that full-fledged on this, and it was a little weird. There's a little bit of competition involved there when it's ASAP orders, but I think for EasyCater it works great. we haven't tried it for EasyCater yet, but eventually I'd love to just have a fleet of people that log in and say, hey, look, all my stuff's done for the day, and they picked it the night before.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, so far we didn't have any issues yet, and I mean, we've done quite a few orders, and then there was a couple times where I had to check it out in the morning because what will happen is we'll have orders that'll come in a day or two. But I like the ones that come in like today for Tuesday, and then tomorrow there'll be more added for Tuesday, and then it just keeps bombarding. And then what happens is the drivers will get all packed up, and then Tuesday morning hits, and then all of a sudden we get these on-demand catering orders last minute, and I'm like, oh shoot, like now I got to get another driver on, get them the order because the other drivers can't do it. They're already booked for that an hour slot time. But no, this is good though as far as what you're doing for the regular RDS delivery side. And that was one of my concerns was, will they see the next order? Will they keep trying the different parameters to keep redoing it? And when does it stop? Or if it doesn't stop, that's great.
I think it will keep going until on that round when they start to try to send it back out again. If somebody hits an X button, the app has an X button, which I'm not crazy about. We're not used to yet. Drivers for the first time are saying no to orders, and so and we might have caused that a little bit with the self-assign thing, but I think everybody will work through that. But I think it does it on that. It does it around. When somebody gets done an order, it'll do a round of trying to send it back out. But I have to tell you, I kind of like the self-assign.
Yeah. He's an advocate for it.
I noticed myself that the people, and I want to talk to all the drivers yet. I've only talked to a couple of them, but like the go-getters liked it. It seemed like to me from the little limited communication I've had and what Ron has told me, and other operators here, that the people who are go-getters, they kind of like the self-assign, and we've been showing them the tip. That's all you really get to see is the tip. But I mean, also they know the addresses in their town, so they know how far it is, and so they're going to be able to figure the delivery fee pretty quick. And so we just tried it raw like that, showing the tip. I think when we watched the video from Cartwheel, they were saying people didn't show the tip, but we did just to try it, and see how it goes. And I think it went well. We just had a few people complain. I think you're going to get that no matter what, that we're trying to make them compete for it. And some people just said, I'm not getting as many orders. So
yeah,
we're going to keep trying the different ones.
So going back to the tip thing, do you physically go in the order and like depending on what you have for your delivery fee? So for an example, if I give a driver 100% of the delivery fee, when it comes through OmniCart, when it gets sent to Cartwheel, does it bring over that information to Cartwheel?
So they're working on that. Okay. It brings it in, right? As a detail. Justin, how's it coming in?
I'm sorry, I was clicking on order. Summarize the question real quick again, Jeff. Can the driver see the delivery fee at all if he looks deeper in the order? I asked OmniCart to put it in there, and so
We down in, yes. Everybody is in.
Where do you see it?
Where we're at, Ron?
It just started the other day. In the top of the order, it says special.
So if you click on the little pencil button next to an order, it should be right in there, and then essentially on the Cartwheel side.
Yeah, it shows up for us, but I was just wondering where on the driver, I think they added it with the notes or something, drop-off notes or something.
In special instructions above the order and above the addresses now, on the receiver side, it now says special instructions, delivery fare. It gives the delivery fee.
But when we're doing the self-assign or when it comes to them, they don't get to see that until they actually open the order. can see the tip. Hey, Mark or Dexter, we've talked to that River City, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Gene on his way there?
Yes.
And I like how you can just bounce around pretty quickly. Click on the order, it brings it up right there for you. Which I use the same thing in Dreamers, where you double click the order and it highlights the order and brings it up on the map. But,
Yeah.
He's working on it. Hey, I saw Mark or Dexter. I saw y'all push through the Childersburg. Did you talk to someone that could get it?
Trying to get in touch with, what's this? James McCracken?
Okay. Yeah.
And also, Amanda Autumn, you could try her too.
Amanda? Okay.
Amanda Alton.
Oh, okay.
Or Amanda Harris too. She
Or
might
Amanda Harris,
yeah.
try her too, yeah.
Try them all.
Harris?
Try them all.
Sure.
And so, if you see what Justin's doing there, he's going around, he's looking at the icons, and that's really, I guess you guys are used to that if you've seen this at all, but if not, that's, you know, that's how I'm looking at things mostly. If there's something with an exclamation point, that means it's coming up on the due time or has passed the due time, and then you can click on it and see it, you know, what the stats are for it then.
So Justin, it looks like that order a nature on a little Caesar Talladega, and then also the Waffle House Talladega. Both of them are made zone.
Okay, thank you. And so that's one thing. I don't know if any of you did the Vromo thing, but whenever we integrated with Vromo, as orders would parse into Vromo, it would create a pickup location. Very similar in here. As the orders are coming in, they're creating pickup locations in Cartwheel. So every time one comes in, I've been going to the pickup locations and changing it to the zone that it's going into. That way, the next order that comes in for it will, you know, be auto dispatched or self assigned. So
yeah, but when these come directly from Omnicart, not coming through Wisdom, that'll be fixed on its own. Hey, Alex is asking if you could click on the current order, unassigned order button up top there, just to show the difference. Justin, after you get out of that.
as in, like, right
Like, we cancel on this order that you're in and go to that up under there under filter where you can click current orders, unassigned orders.
I see. Yes, so that way you can pull it to just the unassigned, get rid of all the ones that are already assigned. Is that what he's talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you're scrolling, you're going through. That's a good point from Alex there. Is that, you know, what I'll do is I'll be looking at it. I don't see any, you know, things that are concerning me that I want to ask about, and then I'll you know, go up there and click current orders, and it'll turn it to unassigned, and you'll see all the ones that need attention for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like these two yellows here. That makes me happy too, because that means all the red ones are gone. Just seeing the two yellow. Cool. I tell you, Kevin, it coming from two different, you know, time zones from Georgia and Alabama, splitting our servers and having two dispatch boards. It was, I mean, we got used to it for sure, but this is, it's just nice being able to see everything in one.
Oh, that must have been terrible in the beginning to figure that stuff out.
Oh, make it better. We have three, actually. We went ahead and added Florida in there. So, 3 dispatch boards. I got real good with Windows.
Talking about the send it to DoorDash. Have we tried that yet? We have not used that yet, and I've been meaning to get with you, Alex, to talk about how we have, at the time that I thought about it and said, hey, we're going to try this right now, but we don't have a driver. And maybe they're looking at the fact that some of those orders need some attention and say, just send that to DoorDash. That would be a handy thing. So, yeah, Alex, we're going to have to get in touch with you about how we set that up.
Yeah, you got to set them up profile with DoorDash or something. I'm wondering, with like their drive program, they come equipped with DoorDash cards. So I mean, if we set it up correctly, even on our non-partners, they could.
I don't think so.
No, I was thinking they could.
Maybe, I don't know. That's a good question when we're going. I think on those we just do like with our drivers when they forget their card, we log on and order food and pay for it if we can, on the phone or on the website of the restaurant or something like that.
Yeah, that's what we do. And that works sometimes if you have to use Postmate drivers. We'll put a note in there that it's been paid for.
Huge. Okay. So you've used the push to DoorDash?
I use the Postmates third party. I did not use anything yet through Cartwheel.
Okay. And so that's with Deliver Logic, you can do that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Cool. Do you use it more than you should?
I use it in a case-by-case basis. Out of all the times I used them, they came through 100%.
Cool.
And the fees that they would charge us comes in less than what the delivery fee that tip is. So you actually make out a little bit more on your side. I just wish that I was able to do it.
Please don't tell Justin that. Just click in and push in. It's cheaper.
I just feel like it should be, like, for me, if a tip is whatever the tip is, that should go to the driver 100%. Yeah. Because if Postmates says, well, I'm going to charge you $9, they're going to give the driver $3 or $4, and then they're going to keep the rest.
Yeah. See, I enjoy empowering our drivers and, building them. They usually become more and more loyal if you reward them. But I feel you there. You're kind of like, oh man, I could.
Well, here's the thing, right? So the only other thing is if Postmates, if a driver comes on board that you request and something happens, it's not Postmate, it's us. Like, we're still representing Food Fetch or Jackrabbit. So you are responsible for that order, even though you don't have any communication with the driver, which that's what I wish that we did have, because you don't get to talk to them or anything.
Are you talking about just like messaging on here?
No, like if on through Deliver Logic, there's no way to reach the driver.
Wait, can I interrupt for a second?
Yes.
Hey, Dexter or Mark, did someone call this customer from Frankie's Wings in Florida? They're asking about their order.
Yes. He is at pickup.
The name is Summer Burrow.
All right, sir.
Thank you. As you can see, folks, we've got the Falcon team on here with us, helping out. It's a bit of a slow holiday weekend, Sunday. Justin, why don't you bring up the dashboard from Omnicard and show some of it? It's up and working, and it does a good job, but there's some features that are still coming, I'm sure.
Oh, you're right there in Florida. You're not too far from where we go and visit.
Cocoa Beach?
Yeah, we're down by Stewart, a little bit more south.
Oh, yeah, I love Stewart.
I love it. Love that area.
Yeah, we had some family down there for a while, but not anymore.
Hope Sound, all that area. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Talk about clear water.
Yeah.
Great to dive into and, just snorkel around. It's amazing in the lagoons. The water is clear. You see 20 feet deep.
Yeah.
That's not what it's like in Cocoa
No.
Beach.
You're in Cocoa Beach right now, though, right, Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Justin, did you show the cartwheel? Oh, yeah, there you go.
I got it up. I mean, that's as far as I can get it without. I can pull it over to the right some more, but you're not missing anything.
So it's just showing you the revenue of the day. Is that food revenue or total revenue?
Total GMV.
Okay, so that's
gross
material sold, I think.
Yeah, gross merchandise value.
Yeah, so we sold 2,800, got 71 accepted orders, 16 orders in progress, 0 canceled orders. And then right there we'll have it to where we can see the amount of people came to the site, how many of those 71 were new users,
that's already
live merchants, and abandoned cards will be coming up next. I forget what abandoned cards mean. And then also down lower, you can't really see, oh no, you can see it on there, sorry. You can see who your top merchants of the day, like today, the Olive Garden in Carrollton is number 1 for us, and then Waffle House, and then Zen House, and Azumi. It's been an Asian kind of day here. It's like Logan's.
Reviews.
So I like the fact that OmniCart will give you like a list, right? The top merchants. I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah, it's nice to I'm thinking down the road, it's like before I come do my closeouts, I'm gonna text my managers and be like, all right, y'all, let's take bets. Like I know Azumi's gonna pull hard tonight. It's Friday. They want that Asian food.
Oh, come on, y'all know it's usually Bill and right?
It is Bill, but shut up.
Yeah. Last night it was Villa for sure. They just were pounding them in. It was like no secondary at all. It was like 9, 10, 11 orders to.
We've been trying to get this pizza place since 2018. They finally came on at the beginning of the summer, and they've been killing it. Just killing it. And they wouldn't even let us come in and buy. They were just, no, it's always the same story. We're redoing our menu for 3 years, 4 years. Additional cards from Aria is the total number of people who added items to their cards but didn't finalize their checkout, like abandoned carts.
Oh, I got a spelling error.
Did I read that wrong?
No, they got it spelled wrong.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be changed to carts. Abandoned carts. That's huge. I don't want to know that number, Aria, because I know it's so high, it'll make me depressed.
Yeah, man,
Wait a second. So
but that's what you target and send out a coupon to. Hey,
you're right.
That's true. Aria, will we be able to see who those abandoned carts are? Will we be able to see something that we can market to them?
Seconds.
Yeah, there's like a 30-second delay, so.
So I wonder if it gives you the reviews to the right of the top merchant, if those reviews are live as soon as the review does come in.
So, reviews? Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know if it's going to be like live or not. Yeah, definitely be able to market to those abandoned carts.
I'm reassigning that China Chef to Jean and Sarah Lynn, Dexter and Mark. I just told her to. I don't think she's seen it. She's been trying to knock those 2 out. One customer's probably. Oh, interesting. What would be the?
Justin, why don't you talk about what you have on the screen now with your Dreamers up there? How you're tracking your orders in Dreamers. As soon as you're done doing what you have to do, of course.
Yeah. Alright. So, like I said, we got the 3 Dreamers servers. Our main one. Oh, look at that. Looky there.
There he is. I thought if we asked enough questions, he might pop on.
How are you doing?
Good.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, of course. This is awesome. I was watching it in the past 20-30 minutes. I really enjoyed it. I was like,
How does it look on there? You see in the dispatch screen all pretty good and everything?
yeah. Everything looks great. I closed my YouTube now because it was like I was here like twice. So.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. No, but looks great. Just wanted to answer the question regarding reviews. So we asked customers on the first order, 5th order, 10th order, 15th order, and in that order, how they like the order, and they would rate it 1 out of 10, and they can put a comment. So on a daily basis, we show those comments or those feedback. The feedback to our customers so they can see if anything went wrong or if a customer is like super mad about something and so on and so forth.
And so how are you getting that request for that information to them? How is that on the tracking link? What is that?
No, so whenever they place the order and the order is delivered, we there's a pop-up like how would you rate this order out of 10? And they would rate it out of 10, and they would put there's a place for them to write down their feedback to.
And if it's on the app, it's popping up as a notice on their phone.
Yeah, it's both on the app and on the web base as well.
Okay, do they get an email or anything to that effect, or is it just however if they're on the web still, then they'll see that pop up if they've accepted notifications.
It's not like a notification. It's part of the order flow.
Oh, okay.
So when the order is complete, it's like when the order is complete, it goes to that section. So it's part of the flow. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. I know Cartwheel has that in their part of the tracking link too.
Yeah, and we can add that link, and I think that's where we're gonna have to get some coordination here at some point. Because we can control what links pop up in there. And right now it says external, and I think we tried maybe doing Google. We put our Google link there, so when for reviews, so when somebody clicks in there, and then once we get now Otter's on with us. Once they get that link, and then once we have that up on our website, we're going to want to probably send them there.
I was going to say, we can integrate y'all's link into that. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, totally.
All right.
Really good. All right, guys, is the stream started yet?
Yeah, man. It's been going on for a little while now.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Super cool.
Good live to a lot of people on YouTube right now. 6, including us, probably, including the 7 of us. No, but there's some folks who said they're going to pop on. Andrew said that he, once he gets home, he'll pop on, and some folks from the RMBA. I haven't really checked on there if there was any questions about that, but I should.
There are so many Andrews in the R&D ecosystem.
I know, sorry. Yeah, Andrew Simmons, sorry.
So many Andrews and so many Alexes.
Yes, it should be the Association of Alex and Andrews, not the R&D.
Yeah.
Totally. I mean, this is very interesting in how it's all working together, even though there's some middle steps you guys have to do during the transition. But the fact that it can happen like this, I mean, this is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
Sorry, Kevin. I was just going to say that, we put a lot of effort to do the integration with Cartwheel. So it's like a very deep integration. A lot of information, goes back and forth. And now in our admin panel, we're adding like a feature that the dispatchers can click on the order and it'll show to you which order it is on Cartwheel, which makes it even more seamless. And the webhooks that we set up, makes it really seamless.
Oh, very cool. You'll click on the order over here in the order list of OmniCart, and it'll pop up. It'll highlight it on the map.
Yeah, that's what Alex Alex and I talked about, and we were planning to work on that too.
Hey, I'm gonna butt in real quick.
Did we find anybody for that order? And this is the restaurant calling me in Childersburg.
Mark Dexter.
Oh, the customer, and they just want to cancel the order. The offer.
I'm asking about. I see you got an order there. Let me ask you what's going on. What's going on, guys?
Which order? The
Childersburg
Street Grill.
Yeah, the customer called. They just want to cancel the order.
They want
we offer a different time.
Yeah, so the driver there, Sunday of Labor Day weekend, we're struggling in these areas where we don't have a lot of drivers, and that's your area today. So yeah, the customer has to. We didn't send that order to the restaurant, did we?
We did.
Okay. The customer must have called you. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Apologize to him, and we'll send him a delivery credit. I'm really sorry. It's just Sunday. Everybody we're talking to are like, well, I've already had a beer or two. I really can't take any orders. Oh no, he won't be charged. He won't be charged for that order. No, he can just pay you. We canceled it, and it was just an authorization on his card. That'll come off. Okay, but just.
Hey,
Mark, future credit. Yeah.
Mark and Dexter, y'all can push through all the Omni orders now. I was just showing those first few.
Okay.
All right, they'll be
yes. Yes, for sure. And I apologize. All right, thank you. Okay. Hey, put a credit on their account.
Absolutely.
If we can maybe do it as a gift card, because he wants an email for some reason.
The customer?
Yes.
Okay. I'll handle it.
Thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. Did you already take care of that, Mark?
Your credit?
Did you already cancel it?
Oh, yeah. Already canceled.
Yes, perfect. Because I talked to the customer earlier.
Perfect. Thank you.
No problem, sir.
I just couldn't find it.
So, Justin, you're in that Wisdom account there now.
Yeah.
But guys, if you see, what we're doing is as we pull them over, instantly they're coming into OmniCart. But for us to track what's happening over there, because we still have to close the orders out, you'll see there they kind of move them from one section to the other, but we don't ever put them on driver.
Oh yeah, they're just bringing them in so we can edit them, send to the tablet, whatever need to be done, set them to the side. I had a good little system going where I'd put them on the organizer, move them up to a Cartwheels orders driver, and then complete them out, as we go. But then really we turned off notifications. All the notifications are coming from OmniCart and Cartwheel.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter what happens to them. So really just get them out of the queue, look at them, edit them if you need them, until we turn everything.
They still do get the one notice when they were first accepted from Wisdom, which is nice because we're not doing that anywhere else. And then when they get When's the first one? Well, right now it's just when they get to the pickup site. When the driver gets to the pickup site, we send them a link. I think we have the others off, don't we, Nara? I'm gonna look and see what I got on my last time. I just ordered the other night.
And people say delivery service is easy.
Okay, so I got the initial, and then I got a tracking link from Cartwheel asking for a rating. It just gives us a little, do you want to rate it? If you click on it, if you put, I'm going to give it 5 stars. So it didn't ask me if I wanted to go to a external source. Or an external, you can, on the Cartwheel side, it'll ask you if you want to go to an external, either you want to do it on, I think we have it set to Google, but for some reason it didn't ask me, Justin, do I want to do a Google review?
Maybe Cartwheel sends it to Google themselves. I'm not sure. Maybe that integration with Google?
I think it's, I wasn't, the last time I did that, there was a link to, give us a good rating on Google or whatever it was we had set to. I think it was Google. Yeah. And when I clicked on it, it took me right to our Google listing for the review.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and maybe we turned it off.
I remember what you were talking about. We didn't go through and set that on every. You have to set it on every pickup. The little link.
Oh, okay.
So we tested it and it does work, but then we decided we don't want everyone going to Google, so
we just said, I think, and I did talk to you, Ari, about that, or not, or that we'll just wait, and once your system is ready, it'll send them that notice, and we'll get the review that
way. Yeah, I can remember that.
So what you got going on here? I see a lot of, I'm going to call it a pink color maybe, or a yellow color.
Yeah, we just popped in a bunch from Omni. They're all unassigned, getting thinking mode.
So if you click on that current orders button, it'll show that for us. What's happening with that China chef in Saraland? It's still showing unassigned.
Yeah, she...
30 minutes ago.
I need to call her. She's been texting with me, finishing up that last order, and I think she's got to go get her mom from work, so... Make a call. I'm trying to convince her to knock it out first.
So, wasn't there someone else that we had over there?
Melissa, the past few days. I'm going to try her too.
So we try to hit these small little towns where the other companies are not, but then some days it's, just wait until Tuesday when there's no orders around at all. Well, maybe this Tuesday there'll be some, but then everybody will want to drive. Today everybody is celebrating the holiday. It's just a risk that you take being open on holiday weekends.
Hey, but honestly, Friday and Saturday, I was kind of impressed. Like you said, most holiday weekends are a little they back off a little bit. It was full throttle.
It was the best Friday and Saturday night we've had since the beginning of July, I think.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know why. But I hope it's at the end of the summer and turnaround time. Because it has been slow. I don't know about everybody else, but for us, man, it's been...
I think that also, this is the first summer that COVID is kind of, out there now, where people are going out to restaurants, enjoying this and doing this. And, now that school's starting, the last couple of weeks to now. People are now sports, they don't have time, so now they're going to order online and order, for takeout or delivery, etc. We noticed just in the last 3 or 4 days a huge uptick on college orders for our students. I mean, it's huge right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an exciting thing we have coming up here this week. Is we've got this micro marketplace at the University of West Georgia, and those orders will be the first orders coming through OmniCart directly. David, to answer your question, that's going to be the very first orders. We actually just did our first couple of tests on Friday with that, and then hopefully Tuesday we're going to open it up to the staff, and then the students after that. So that'll be exciting. And it's a where we're delivering from the university's dining on campus. So it's on there is a Starbucks, I don't know if we have a Starbucks yet, but that'll be coming. Chick-fil-A, Mexican place, an Asian place, some sandwich joints on there, and then eventually the actual commissary itself, and so students and staff will be able to we'll have people on bikes, and we're planning on some e-bikes and some golf carts on there according to the order flow, and they'll be able to order right on campus. So we're excited about that. And they have their own. It's, if you wanted to look at it, it's not perfect yet, but it's getting there. It's orders.west. Maybe I'll just put it in here in the meet.
That's going to be an interesting. I'd like to conversate with a little more about that off, this, but that's for another call for sure. That's interesting.
I'll put it in here and on the chat in the stream.
Cartwheel orders complete.
Did it again. Always got to click on a tab, and I just click right on the X.
What you get rid of?
Central board.
Okay.
Yeah, not the board.
Kevin, what time do you go to sleep at night?
What's sleep?
Sleep. Yeah, lately it's been 1 o'clock. We're often on here. It gets a little silly. We keep this meet going all the time. If you ever want to hop on, just hop on. We're on here. It's kind of like it gets a little sillier late in the evening, we're all on here, with dispatch, and now it's kind of so exciting with the Easy Cater orders coming in, and like before, I didn't get too involved in the mornings. Everybody pretty much had that covered, but now we've got Easy Cater happening first thing. I mean, sometimes we got an order in there at 7 a.m. So yeah, it's full time. It's a full-time gig.
So did you create that marketplace for the University of West Georgia?
Nader, Arya, can you talk on that?
Absolutely, yeah. So this is the concept of the micro marketplace that we were talking about, and as a part of this service, we are able to white label these micro marketplaces for Jackrabbit as a new sort of area that has a specific focus. So in this case, the university and the restaurants in the university serving students in the university. We are actually going to expand on this a little bit more, and we're also soon will have like information there that's powered by Jackrabbit to also bring our partner branding into it as well.
Interesting.
I'd like to definitely change up that terminology right up there where it says, what to do next. Like it says, you know, in the box above, enter your zip code and all of that. Will they be able to scroll across, since it's only 6 or 7 or 8 restaurants, will they be able to scroll across there and get to all of those restaurants pretty much?
Yeah, there's no limit there, so we can put out as many restaurants as we want.
So, you know, I think we can just put that in there. Scroll, you know, swipe below to see the restaurants, pick a restaurant, check out.
And Kevin, you had to set this up, right, with the University of West Georgia to talk to them about this, essentially?
Yeah, it actually really worked out perfectly. We were in the process of just kind of, like you said, making something up for them because it really had been almost 2 years that we've been talking to them about it. And luckily, each time they have been the ones to stall it. Like somebody in an important position changes positions and it's falling on the next guy's desk. And just as they were like, okay, we really want to do this, we were building them an app separately. And as they were ready to do this, Nader said, hey, we can give you guys a micro marketplace. And we just ran with it. And yeah, so we're definitely planning on using this, you know, in a lot of our, as you can see on the map there, we're in a lot of smaller towns. And these towns have, you know, I think this university, I forget exactly, somebody might build up, I think it's around 10,000 students. And so it's definitely a good one to start with. But we're gonna package this, and I've already talked to the folks at University of West Georgia, like the directors of dining and hospitality on the campus. They know that person in that same role in all the other universities around them. So we're really looking forward to rolling it out, and I'm sure it's going to go well. And once that happens, I think they'll be ready to brag about it.
Hey, Marker Dexter, check your Slack, Marker Dexter.
And that's what, I mean, I think will work out well because you're doing it differently than what we're doing it, right? We're accepting college cards where you're providing a marketplace. So like these colleges can tell the students, say, hey, check this out, right? Get it delivered to your dorm or wherever you are on campus, or maybe students that live off campus on housing or something like that. You know, which is great. I mean, again, we have 6 colleges that we deal with right now, and it was almost just a hair over 100,000 students. And out of that, out of those many students, a good percentage of them, we capture roughly 27-28% right now for them to use their college cards, which is phenomenal, right? So. So maybe, you know, if they use the same processing as they do up here, which it's a big, large company. They have colleges, pretty much schools that are on the system all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast. So if they use the same thing, maybe we could do something as a major part where you kind of both things come together where it helps out both of us.
Yeah, I think the more people, like if we end up getting more and more RDSs on this platform, on the OmniCart platform, the more we're going to be able to cross market in each of our areas. I think that's going to be red hot. You know, you see what somebody else is doing, and you know, being able to roll it out just because we're on the same platform, that's huge. Something, you know, to be excited about the technology in this industry. For me, you know, almost, you know, 8 years that we've been doing it like we are now, and even before that, from being in the restaurant business and trying to pull off deliveries for several restaurants, you know, to be excited about the technology is something new. That's a good feeling for sure.
Hey, I think David Hudson had a question about driver pay. What's going on, David?
Hey, so I've been on Dreamers for 17 years, so obviously I'm aware of how we do that stuff over there. Your orders are still coming in through Dreamers. Obviously, Dreamers will be gone in your scenario at some point. Mm-hmm. I'm on Cartwheel as well.
for Easy Cater. If Data Dreamers doesn't exist and you're doing OmniCart and Cartwheel, how is this figuring out your driver pay?
So
right now we're just pulling a spreadsheet under orders and Cartwheel. Justin, you want to bring it up? And they're actually making us a report. Tanya over at Cartwheel is working on it with her team, and they're going to make a report that actually, it's basically just a giant table where you set the columns to what you want. Right now, we've got it set up as, just the driver name, the delivery fee, and the tip, and that's all coming out of the Cartwheel side. In the future, I'm sure between these two companies, we're going to be able to get that information back into, I picture OmniCart as being our hub for wherever the orders are coming from, however they're getting, whether it's coming to us, whether it's coming direct from our partners, direct from our orders, or direct from Easy Cater or Nash. We're hoping to have all of that information available in this dashboard of OmniCart, and to be able to pull those reports directly. I don't know if Arya, if you want to speak towards that, but how we're doing it right now is we just pull that right out of Cartwheel from that table they have. And
okay, so how is that information getting into Cartwheel right now?
Right now, it's just scraping, or you're just parsing over the data from the Data Dreamers orders.
Data Dreamer emails you're parsing.
So that's getting the tip and the delivery fee and just passing it through into Cartwheel right now. But the delivery fee will be calculated with Cartwheel and OmniCart based on like geolocations live, and then the tip, when they place it, I'm assuming it'll be passed through. So it'll just replace how it is now. But that's how it's working now.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but OmniCart is the front end customer side, Cartwheel is the back end dispatch side. So when you go live, and like I said, you jump off the Titanic of Data Dreamers and head over to OmniCart, OmniCart, are they going to be able to charge by the mile, say as we do on Dreamers? And of course, I'm assuming they'll be able to push that over to Cartwheel.
So it's actually being
calculated. Justin, do you mind answering that or not?
Not at all. So basically, I think Nada would be a better person to explain, but like the information is like defined there in Cartwheel. We parse the information, we show it to customer. That's the short version. So Nada, if you want to expand on that.
No, yeah, that's exactly as you guys mentioned. And yeah, like later on, we're trying to optimize and make this sort of connection better. We're potentially looking into defining ways to define more like structures on OmniCart as well. So defining a more advanced like service fee structure and potentially a delivery fee structure down the line as well to make this more manageable.
So I think actually right now we're not passing the delivery fee over and then pulling it out of their report that was fed to them.
You're right.
We're calculating that. Cartwheel's actually calculating it now based on the address of the restaurant and the address of the customer, and it's actually calculating that delivery fee for us. So that's already there.
We gave them the same formula that we were using on Dreamers, and they plugged it in for us. So it's kind of forgotten.
So it's doing it by the 10th of the mile, David. It's like we charge $1 per mile for everything over 4 miles. And so they go 4 miles and then start charging them 10 cents every 10th of a mile.
Okay, yeah, because I haven't played around too much with Cartwheel just because it's just for Easy Cater orders. And, that comes to it. You're getting paid this amount of money. We don't care how far you're driving. So I haven't even looked into what is available on the back end of Cartwheel in that aspect.
Yeah. And if you ever wanted to set up a time where you want to hop on here and we'd let you in our system, we'd be glad to let you in and look around and see how we're doing it exactly. And any questions like that, we don't mind. If we'll send you a password to use for the day and go in there and look around and see exactly how we're doing it now. Not that I offer that. It's not just me being kind. David, you've been in this business for a long, long time and been through the run with dreamers. I like your analogy, the Titanic there. We'd still be on dreamers if they didn't, seem like purposely drive into that iceberg. And but by letting you in our system and looking around, your ideas will be very helpful. And these folks have been so great about taking what we see as important, but we'd like to hear from you as well as what's important. So whatever we're not in this very critical stage of, hey, we're helping develop this. We definitely would like to hear your opinions and see how you can steer us a little bit on that.
Yeah, that's fine. Like I say, because I'm just trying to book a band for when the Titanic goes down, so we just keep playing music.
Yeah, book a band. Don't join a band.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with joining.
We don't want to go down with it.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm happy to kind of schedule a call to kind of talk about the migration plan and things like that if you're interested. Things that has been huge for Jackrabbit, and other artists can definitely benefit from that.
Yeah, it's real nice just having all that info already over there. Okay. Oh, okay. I had to refresh my viewers thing, Kevin, so 10 viewers.
Okay.
25 total views.
So could you put your regular screen back up so we can see what's happening on the map?
Absolutely, sorry.
So we're up to 88 orders in Omnicart dashboard with 26 in progress. 46 of them new users.
Wow. Well.
Yeah, so new users, it's new to Omnicart, but not necessarily new to, the Jackrabbit.
But treat them like you're new anyway.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, because that's almost 60% new customers in a day.
Yeah, I'd like to keep that going. Right? We'll be...
Yeah. Well, like I said, they're new to Omnicart, not new to Jackrabbit.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm curious to see how you guys progress with this. Like I said, it's, for me, it's hard to make a change just because I've been in for so long, but you also have to learn that, well, what you are doing is not going to be, I guess, reliable or the best way in the future. Especially if data
I don't know anything for sure, but some of the rumors I've heard is not great. And I don't really know anything about the Zuppler choices on this. But here we get our own merchant account, and that's how important that is to us.
And I have not been forced onto any of this full steam stuff. I'm still running old school North American bank card for 17 years. It's my own merchant account.
Yeah. Well, full steam for me is my own merchant account as well.
Is it? Yeah, like I said, I just haven't done. Literally, if somebody wouldn't tell me that Data Dreamers was purchased by Full Steam, I honestly would have no clue. Just because it's pretty much the same on my end.
Yeah, and there hasn't been any improvements that you had to learn either. I noticed on my wisdom, on my thing, the last update was like March 20th of 2020, and that was just when we got the
no contact.
Right. And that was something I asked Ryan for way back in the day. that wisdom blog, I asked him for that way back in the day. I'm like, I need to know what you're changing because I tweak my code so much that when you come out with something new, I'm not running the stock code, so I don't see it. You know, so then I go in and figure out what'd you do, and I adapt it to what I do. And he came up with that blog part, and in the beginning, he used to allow us to chat on it back and forth and leave comments.
He took that out.
That got shut off in about 3 weeks.
Yeah. Ryan was not happy when Aladdin and I decided to put that support group up.
Oh, yeah, I started a forum back in maybe 2011, trying to get people, kind of literally what the RMDA has done. I was starting for Dreamers people, and it just never really, you know, obviously it was hard for me to connect to people back then because we didn't know how to connect with other people. So.
I think, like I said, it's kind of exciting having some, you know, between Cartwheel and OmniCart here, having some something to look forward to with the technology that's coming right around the corner. You know, each of them brings something to the table that is I'm already, you know, using, implementing. Talk about that, you know, the University of West Georgia with OmniCart, and then with Cartwheel. I'm like right on the cusp of, I'm certified on OLO, but I still have some different things, just a few things. I think by Tuesday or Wednesday, they're going to say go. And so having OLO, and then, you know, these, the Nash fed, RMDA fed EasyCaters. And I mean, I just think, like Justin is always saying, I think it's just going to keep going. You know, like we're just going to keep getting more and more opportunities because we're able to migrate to these platforms that that allow for it. And the more of us that do it, the you know, the easier it is for the folks going out to talk to nationals or regional companies. Like, hey, we got a lot of people that are ready to take your orders tomorrow. You just got to feed them to us. I think that's huge. Hey, now, thanks for hopping on, man. We really do appreciate it. It's fun.
Thank you, guys.
We'll do this again every once in a while. Maybe, you know, we'll make sure we do it enough as our migration grows, you know, so we can show folks how this is coming along.
Yeah, I got to jump too. It was great. Thanks for setting this up.
See you guys.
Good day.
Good seeing you.
Thanks for joining. You know, Justin, I guess we're recording it just because it's on YouTube, right?
Yes, it's just anything you stream gets recorded and saved on YouTube. It's like a.
Okay. I'm gonna sit down.
Eventually, will you have front customer-facing apps?
Yes.
Via
Yes, they're working on we'll be launching the website very soon, I think, and then the apps will follow right after. So we're slowly.
So what we're going to do, David, is so you'll be familiar with this because you're on Dreamers too. But I don't know, Jeff, what your if you were to make this jump, what your migration would look like. But I'll tell you how we're doing. Let me just double check over here in the live chat, make sure I'm not leaving anybody out. If anybody wants to hop on in the live chat, just in there is a link that I put to join the meet. It's a Google link, Google Meet there. Maybe I put a link in there. Yeah, well, it might not be a link, but you can see the meet info. So what we're planning on doing, Dexter, did you need to say something?
Guess not.
All house Talladega should be placed online. Oh, they're not accepting call-ins or walk-ins.
All right.
Can one of you guys do that? Use my card to put that in the huddle house? Mark or Dexter? Sure. Thank you.
Y'all still got a copy of that, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Tess just texted me, said the bags just got delivered.
All right. We need to get her on this meet, Justin.
Mm-hmm.
We should have had her on here today. I mean, not for this, but earlier today when it was so quiet. Okay, so our plan is for the migration is we're going to have. So I've got the URL we're jackrabbitdeliveries.com, but I also have Jackrabbit Delivery, and we're going to open up Jackrabbit Delivery first, and we're going to start telling some customers they can go there and order, and then we're also going to have a link to our app that won't be published yet over the next couple of weeks, and so I think at the end of this week is when we'll have access to our website at the level where we can send people, and so once we get that, then it'll be jackrabbitdelivery.com. We'll be able to send current customers some links, some good customers that we've been, maybe the ones that we know won't get scared away if something goes wrong, and get them to start using that. Some of our customers that may order almost every day or something. And then those orders will come in through OmniCart and then into Cartwheel all on their own without coming through Dreamers. And then we will, once we're sure about that, once we're happy with that, then we're just going to switch. Don't ask me exactly how we're going to do this because we've got a mirror site of of our Jackrabbit on Dreamers right now. And
what do you mean by mirror site? I mean, 2 different data Dreamer sites, 2 different domains.
So we have another site, I forget what URL it is, that is being pointed to the same DNS and takes us to the same exact place. So so when we take jackrabbitdeliveries.com and point it to OmniCart, we'll still need access to the back end of Dreamer. So we'll be able to do that through that mirrored, might not be the right term, but we'll be able to get to the management of Dreamers. And our plan there is to then switch the apps in the App Store. And then, we're going to leave Dreamers up to the very last app customer stops using it.
Well,
and they'll this way, and we'll start getting new customers on our app. I went through a migration. I was on Dreamers starting in 2014, I believe, and then we sold that company and started another one, and a new company, Jackrabbit, we started on Deliver Logic. Well, that wasn't the place for me, and so we ended up migrating back, and I learned a lot on that migration. That we're using here to not make some of the same mistakes.
Before I forget, you talk about having a second domain so you can still access the admin once you turn over the front end. Are you aware of this link right here that links to your internet? Did I just put in the chat? That link will take you to your admin right off the bat without having to go.
Without using that mirror site?
Everything we do on credit card processing is run through securemenu.com. Every one of our data Dreamer sites has a number. You're 1511. I think I'm 122. Every domain has that.
So, but what about I have 3 servers?
Are you on 3 different URLs for data Dreamers?
No. But, 3 different. We've got
Central.
So you're gonna have a different number for every website you have a data Dreamers. You'll have that same link, but it'll be a different number. 1511. It'll be a different number.
How'd you get that?
I went to jackrabbitdeliveries.com, and that's where that link's gonna link to. If you go to that
that's our main server. Hey, Nada, are you still listening by any chance?
I was about to send this link to him in the Slack channel.
Yeah, please. So, explain to me how you got the 1511 part.
1, I have a list of all data Dreamers websites. 2, sorry, I do.
That's great.
I'm glad you do. So do I.
but I didn't find it that way. But literally, you just go to your buy gift card page as a customer. Go to your buy gift card page and look at your URL.
All right, perfect.
From that point on, you can access your whole website as a customer from that link. Take out the internet, or you can access the internet by adding the internet and logging in. Literally, we are on a mass domain already.
Yeah.
So
Secure Menu is run all their, SSL credit card processing.
So once we point away from our site, we should be able to access it through this link, no matter what.
Now, I will tell you this. I had 2 domains. When I bought out my competition years ago, I still had that. I still paid Ryan $20. He kept it live. Then eventually Ryan quit charging me $20 for the old one. That was fine, but I could still access it from the back end. That's fine. Well, now it's been 5 years since I moved. I don't even need those records anymore on that website. And once Full Steam did take over, they killed my back end access because they realized I was not paying monthly for that site.
Yeah.
What was the monthly charge?
Ask data dreamers, hey, can you still let me access my site from that? Which you should be able to. They might charge you $20 a month.
$20 a month.
Right. The other one is 1512, Justin. I'll put it in the Slack channel too.
Yeah.
It's almost where it just.
Did you already put it in the Slack channel, Justin?
I haven't. Do you want to do it?
I'll do it.
Okay, since there's several of them.
You see what I mean, David? If we can,
great minds.
Get a few more of us together that go through something like this, we'll be able to design this thing. I mean, these guys are totally willing to build it how we want it.
That's fine. Like I said, the other thing I worry about is making a switch, whether I, say I go to Deliver Logic or OmniCard or Zuppler or whatever. I worry about Google ratings. They're not Google ratings, but Google SEO. Google SEO right now knows every one of your domain, every one of your restaurant links on your website.
Yeah, I know. We get so many customers.
The moment you lost all those URLs.
How do we keep
That's what I worry about. So here's my theory. And is it time consuming? Probably. If I was to make a switch, I would probably switch my ordering software over to say order.mydomainname. Kind of like you have fl.jackrabbit.
Yeah.
I would put my ordering software there. I would then not use Dreamers on my main site, but I would populate a page for every URL I currently have right now. So when Google comes to look for it, it is still there. It is not a redirect. Google's not going to like the redirect. It's not bad, but eventually they're going to stop looking at it because it just keeps redirecting. Eventually they will figure it out. Eventually they will. And I'm talking this in my head, a 6-month.
Yeah.
Running it like that for 6 months, but literally somebody came to I saw you had an Olive Garden order. Somebody comes to your Olive Garden order on your Data Dreamer site. So you would just build a page, literally a 1-page thing, literally like a logo, Olive Garden. Click here to order Olive Garden. Then you click there, and now it goes to your OmniCart Olive Garden page.
Yeah, so it's an actual page. I like that a lot because we get a lot of customers. Like sometimes a restaurant will say, "Hey, we don't want to do any more delivery." Okay, and we're not doing delivery with anybody. But then all of a sudden we got an order for that customer. Like, how did they get on here? We just got them closed. And we finally realized they had the link, or it's actually Google giving them the link.
Yes, exactly, because Google loves this. This is what they do. And I mean, I'm not a Google guru because I'm constantly figuring out what they are changing constantly after I make something. But that's my biggest worry is doing that. Now, say after 6 months, okay, fine. Now you just kick it all over to a redirect because everyone already knows where you are. In the same sense, like here's a link to your website. Going to Arby's in Columbia.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people are aware of this, but this link here takes you to the same website. No, sorry, not that one. I forgot a letter or a character. the first and third link are the same thing. So if I was to rebuild, say, one individual landing page, I don't have to go through all that restaurants / delivery / Arby's.
And so which one is DoorDash? I mean, what Google? Which one is Google crawling?
Google crawls that first long one, but literally, if you misspelled Arby's, they're gonna calculate. You know, they're gonna keep it misspelled. And then one day you realize, hey, Arby's is misspelled. Then you go into your restaurant profile, you change Arby's to the right thing. Well, then it changes.
Yes.
Google considers that a redirect.
Yes.
They do. But at least you are legit on a page that talks about Arby's, so Google likes it.
Yeah.
But you can always shorten your URLs down to just jackrabbitdeliveries.com /r /restaurant number, and always end with a /. Otherwise, you get a 404 page. But you don't need all that other mumbo jumbo after it. That's what I was worried about. That and the customer apps. And maybe you can relay this over to OmniCard. Like I said, because I'm in no way looking to jump, in the next 3 months. But I am looking to see what else can come out. What else can be available to us.
I think
ideally,
by the end of the year, this thing is going to be good enough for those of us that are on Dreamers. Like I might be making some, sacrifices that I don't know about yet. I'm sure I am. And we've been on a system that's been around for a long time. But by the end of the year, as we figure all these out, I think these guys, their intention is for it to be the best one out there. And
that was my reason for wanting to join this, was more so to talk to you yourself and Justin, because you guys are physically doing it. And I'm sure you guys have, hey, here's a request we need over at OmniCard. Hey, here's a request.
Yes.
And these are things that worry me if I ever made a switch, whether I built my own or I went over to Deliver Logic or, whatever. But with the apps, there has to be a way to literally somebody just opens up their Data Dreamers app, and the App Store knows we have to update this app. And by the way, when we update this app, it's actually going to be a whole nother app, as opposed to trying to tell all of our customers,
that's so
app. And
so for you and me, that'll be okay, because we have our own accounts. Some of these folks don't.
Correct. Okay.
But, for the folks that do, it's just going to be an upgrade to them. They're going to go to open it up, and it's going to realize they need to. And I mean, we're also going to do the marketing as well.
Definitely, yeah.
We're going to push that to do it, but
because obviously the easier we're going to make it is I've really spent the last year honing in and telling my customers, bookmark my site, download my app, stop Googling my name, Delivery Chef, and click in my ad. I get so tired when people just Google my business name and click my ad.
Yeah.
And they've been delivering for 16 years.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. I don't think there's anything you can do about it. Some people think they are typing in your URL.
Exactly. And that's, I don't know how to stop that noise there, but it's going to stop in a second. But, so I've added something to my website, and if you're on my Dreamer site, after 30 seconds, the little pop-up comes up and tells you, hey, you're on an Android phone, here's how you bookmark us. Hey, you're on an Apple phone, here's how you bookmark us, type thing. And I've actually noticed a better ROI on my Google Ads for that, because people are actually starting to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Justin, do you see what Mark is saying? Mark, what customer is that you're trying to talk to?
Just got water. All right.
You got it? Oh, Mark.
I'm sorry about that, sir. He's on the phone. Order from Huddle House. There's an option to choose. It's either for the site,
was it
apple pie or silk pie. But I choose the apple pie instead.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Thank you.
Welcome, sir.
Hey, if you're getting pie and they're out of one, another piece of pie is just as good.
Yeah.
Not always, but
What you don't want to do is knock them back with any pie.
that's something.
Gotta have the sweet. If they want a sweet, you gotta have a sweet.
You gotta have the pie. I
We
kicked
had that
myself.
last night.
Yeah, me too. I said to Justin, we were on here, I was like, why didn't I ordered a mahi sandwich from down the road, and I needed to give my driver some information, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll get her to go get me something. That'd be a good excuse for her to come here. And got down and said, wait a minute, I didn't order dessert. I'm not doing it.
I had a customer last night order. They were out of what they call mud pudding up here. It's like Cool Whip and cracker or cookie or something. I don't know. Anyway, they're out of mud pudding. She's like, we can recommend the apple cobbler. I'm like, well, those are kind of two different things, but it is a sweet, and the customer
dessert
didn't answer her phone after 8 times, so you're getting that.
Yeah. Very good. What town are you in, David, again?
What was the question?
What town are you in?
Hickory, North Carolina.
Hickory,
kind of between Charlotte and Nashville.
Yeah.
NC.
That's my main city. Then we have, 4 other cities right around here. And like I said, I make dreamers work for me. I know there's other things coming supposedly, but in the same sense, I know how that is.
Yeah.
So I'm not weighing anything on it. Actually, I was about to make the jump to Zuppler Bromo. I was gonna Frankenstein back in the early May, right after the conference. And I called Zuppler, and they talked me out of it. And they said at that point, they said in about 3 weeks, we're going to announce integration. And so we don't think you should be coming to Zuppler. Hold on. So that's the only reason I haven't made a change, because Zuppler was honest. They were honest about it, and they're like, hey, don't do this. Don't do this. Just wait. We're actually working on something. We can't say anything. Don't say anything. They wouldn't let me say anything for, I had to wait until it came out in the news, in the press. And I'm like, well, literally somebody can just change, one letter in the code, and, then we have an update, because sometimes we don't get that. So whatever they come up with is great. When I was researching for DSP, Easy Cater stuff, I was going to go Vromo, and then I realized, wait, if I can do Zuppler, kind of like you're doing the Omnicar cartwheel, if I can do Zuppler Vromo, but then I kind of backed out of that. Now I'm just in Nash and cartwheel for the Easy Caters.
Yeah.
You just
Yes.
Yeah, and you'll be able to go. I think. Well, I don't know if you heard me say it before, but the thing I like about the cartwheel guys and about the Omnicar guys, but we're talking about the cartwheel guys right now, is that they're serious. They're serious about our business. They're serious about their business. I didn't find that with Romo and First. It was
with First, I talked to them at the conference. They told me they had a way to pull orders from U-Menu, and I was all for it. I talked to them on the phone, and then I'm like, how are you doing this? And we just do it. And I'm like, no, but you don't understand is I kind of want to know how you're doing it.
Yeah.
Because you're asking me to put my business in your hands, as a software provider. And like I said, then, that never went through, and everything was Bromo, and then it wasn't until probably about a month and a half ago I started working with Cartwheel.
Yeah. Hey, I like it. We've got an order that did not come through to Cartwheel. You got your Slack open?
Yeah, I'm reading it right now, talking back to him.
All right. So we've had some hoops to work through. We weren't going to try to do so. This is really just our second weekend with all of our markets coming in, and we were going to try to do it on the first weekend just to, let everybody live through our pain, But And Justin, at 7:30, let's kill that stream, okay? That'll be 2 hours. So anybody on there that if you want to continue chatting, feel free to hop on this Google Meet that's in the chat there. If you have any problem, just let me know. But otherwise, we're gonna probably cut it off here at 7:30 Eastern. But yeah, again, anybody wants to hang out with us, please feel free to hop on this meet. Yeah, so we were going to do it the first weekend, but we just didn't figure out how to do the actual feed. It took us a couple weeks to learn how to actually get a Google Meet turned into a YouTube stream.
And I guarantee you, if I tried to do that, if I said I'm going to do it tomorrow, I guarantee you it would take me a week to figure out how just to stream and do this exactly, literally what you set up. Like I said,
Yeah.
I watched the dispatch stream for a little bit. I'm like, well, I've seen it, but if I'm not the one really doing it, like I see what you're doing, I know what you're doing, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah. And like I said, feel free. Let me know. Say, hey, Kevin, I want to come in and drive. We'll sit back and let you drive. Yeah. It's no different. Just if you scroll out, Justin, you can, where we are from Jackson, Mississippi now, over through Birmingham, heading over towards Atlanta, down through Columbus, down into South Alabama, Mobile area, and over in Florida. And with this map, it is so nice. Justin, go on there, bring up the map from the meet.
I did.
Or you can just bring it up on the. He can't see it right now at all. So
yeah, I saw on Cartwheel how different locations, and then if you have different dispatchers, you can actually center the map on them, which is a nice feature.
Yes.
I mentioned this to data members years ago when I started running multiple markets. I'm like, but I don't, my markets are close, but what if my markets are 400 miles apart? And then my map's constantly opening up, and you always got to zoom into a certain market.
Yeah. And so with this, too, what we do, so we're in Central and Eastern. So we have
there, I just shared it on here.
I don't know what that's going to do to the stream. It's going to blow their mind, I think. It's blowing my mind trying to think about what that would do to the stream. But,
yeah. So,
anyway. So what we do is we have 2 separate logins. So, like, if I just want to look at Central, like if I want to put Central on the same PC, if I want to put the same computer and put Central, I log in with just the login that has those teams on it.
Okay, yeah.
And then I log in on another. I have to do it on a incognito. I log in as a different user. I just have my Kevin at Alabama, Kevin Georgia, and so now I have it split up for like a Friday night when it's crazy. I can go just seeing only those.
Yeah, that's I admire your stream behind you in the mirror there. I mean that's
something else. That's why that is? Because my wife is in Bogota, Colombia, and I've got the place to myself, and I took the TV off the wall. I said, this little TV is the TV from our bedroom. The big TV was hanging where that one was. That one is. And I took it, the little one, hung it in that place and sat it on a counter on the side.
But this whole time I've been sitting in my Jeep because I'm a smoker, so I want to smoke, not in the house. So I'm just on my laptop in the Jeep. But in my house, I have 6 24-inch monitors that I dispatch from.
Nice.
You can see so much more.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah, it's a necessity, David. I started a screen collection in 2018 when we opened. I've come much, much further. Much, much further. I remember my first dual screen. I was like, man, this is amazing. I can see the map and the dispatch board.
Yep.
Never looking back.
Just like every computer I set up for one of my dispatchers, it's always a double 24-inch monitor screen at least. Well, 24-inch, a double 24 for them, but I built mine years ago, way before we really ramped up, and I just built it because I do so much stuff on my computer. Like right now, I have 40 tabs open right here. Just talking to you.
Oh yeah. It gets
That's only on one screen.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you, man.
And the computer's like, "Do you need to restart?" I'm like, "No, I don't."
So they're asking for the card to pay. You have my card, don't you, Dexter? It should be on your file.
Yes, sir. I have your card here, but every time I enter your card number.
Did you load it?
That was there. I screenshot the
Money on it? This driver's waiting at the restaurant, probably.
Let me go ahead and check that.
Yeah, go load it, and you may want to have to. Well, let me go pull it up. You may have blocked it now.
Okay.
But my card is the 154, driver 154, ending in 1840.
What loadable cards are you using?
Divvy.
Yeah.
And so
we did Penny for a while, but Divvy's pretty cool.
Penny never got back to me. I tried them years ago and tried to get Ryan to integrate, and then they just never got back to me. I just,
Yeah, we've been trying to figure out which way to go next. I like Divvy. You know, what I like about Divvy is every $1 million we spend, they send us 10,000.
Yeah.
So that's nice. And so, and we probably will stick with Divvy. But either way, you know, OmniCard's looking at how to connect to the API of either whoever we decide to go with. So, but right now they're checking the API of Divvy, and that'll be. It has to be part of it. Actually, we're going to go a lot further than the integrations that's done now, because there's so many menus changing all the time. We're going to have it to where the driver can update that amount, and that's the amount that's charged to the customer. So
the driver will update on the order, or will that update it on the menu automatically as well?
So yeah, that's the beautiful thing, right? So yeah, if he looks at the menu and fixes it, it's going to fix the menu too.
And that was a question I did for Deliver Logic a couple years ago when I was testing them out. There was a way to go in and change it on the order, and I'm like, that's a beautiful thing. I'm like, and not the driver though, the dispatcher. Yeah, I'm like, that's a beautiful thing, but if I edit the order because the price is different, can it automatically update my menu, at least for that one item?
Yeah, that's what we're looking for, right? Yeah, that's the plan. That's actually in the works already, for not by the driver, but by us. When we edit an order, when a driver tells us, it'll update the menu as well.
Okay.
So they're saying.
Yeah, years ago, I used to be able to do 2 menu changes a year for a restaurant, and now it's like almost monthly.
Oh, damn.
Crazy.
Yeah, I've got somebody that's all she does basically is updates menus.
Yeah, I mean, and then the worst thing is especially if it's a pay on pickup restaurant, have a new menu. Okay, can I get one? No, we don't have them printed yet, but we charge the new prices already.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, but how do you do that? Like, I need numbers.
Yeah, well, they're in our cash register, but they're not printed out yet.
Hey, Mark, I checked everything, or Dexter, whichever one of y'all is doing that. You should be loaded.
The card is loaded, but I'm having the same error.
What's the error?
Invalid tender. Please enter your full card number, but I entered the correct card number.
Here.
I'm going to screenshot that one.
Here, I'm gonna put the information. I'm gonna put the information of mine on Slack. Is that okay, Kevin?
So, yeah, on the Divvy card?
Yes.
Yeah, in the Slack channel, yeah. In fact, we're about ready to come to an end on the YouTube channel. I really appreciate anybody that's on here now. It looks like we got 5 people still that hung in with us. Appreciate you being on here tonight, and we'll let you know next time we're going to do it. I think we'll probably do it a couple times here in the beginning just to get used to doing it. And then as we go through this migration, every time we have a new step in the migration, we'll be sure to do a stream and let you know how it's going. And then anytime you have any questions for us, just feel free to reach out to me. I'm very excited about these new steps and willing to help anybody I can to take them as well. Hey, Justin, can you kill this? Can you kill this stream? Thanks, everybody.
Hey, thank you.
I mean, you guys can stay on if you want. It's up to y'all. I just figured that's 2 hours of streaming. If there's anybody going to get any good information out of there. But just this meet has really changed the way we do business. You know, we kind of took it over tonight with all you guys on here, but normally